Good day, my name is Detective Davin, and today I brought you a case that we can analyze and investigate together. So, what is the case? During a university seminar, a lecturer's expensive laptop disappears from the classroom. Security footage shows several students entering and leaving, but the exact moment of the theft is unclear. And then we have suspects. Who are the suspects in this case? First, we have a student who failed the last test of the lecturer. Second, we have the cleaner who left earlier than usual. Third, we have a tech-savvy student who stayed behind. And then moving on to the roles. So, who's the detective in this case? In this case, the university security team and the seminar lecturer take on the role of investigators, analyzing footage and questioning those who are present during the seminar. And then we have the suspects. Who are the suspects? As I mentioned before, we have first student who failed the last test, who may have had a motive rooted in resentment or desperation. Second, we have a cleaner who left earlier than usual. This is a suspicious behavior, as leaving early is unusual and could indicate involvement in this case. And then the third one is the tech-savvy student who stayed behind, because this student had the opportunity and possibly the skill to bypass security measures or disable tracking. And then the third one, we have witness. So who are the witness in this case? In this case, the security camera footage acts as silent witness, recording the comings and goings of people in the classroom. So, we have to analyze what are the evidence in this case. The evidence in this case are the first, and of course, is the security footage. It shows several students entering and leaving, but doesn't actually capture the actual theft. And then we have the laptop itself, the expensive laptop, the lecturer's expensive laptop. The laptop was last seen on the lecturer's desk before the seminar ended, and it was discovered missing shortly after the seminar was concluded. And then we have the cleaner's timeline. Why? Because the cleaners left earlier. The cleaner may have had access when the room was empty, but must have left before the laptop was noticed missing. And then we have the tech-savvy student's behavior, because this student stayed behind after others left. He or she must have been known to disable any security software on the laptop. So this tech-savvy student must have known how to disable any security software on the laptop. And then the last one, we have the failed student's motive. The failed students could be emotional, but there's no direct evidence placing them alone with the laptop. So, conclusion. Who is the main suspect or who stole the laptop? After looking at all the evidence, the tech-savvy student is the most likely person who stole the laptop of the lecturer. Why? Because the tech-savvy student stayed behind after the seminar when no one else was around, which gave this student the perfect chance to take the laptop without being seen. The student also knows a lot about technology, so the student could have turned off any security systems on the laptop, although we have known that this laptop is expensive and it may have a high security. And then we have the cleaner. The cleaner left earlier than usual, but there's no reason to believe the cleaner took the laptop. Why? Because the cleaner may have just finished work early. And then we have the student who failed the test of the lecturer. The student who failed the test might have been upset, but there's no proof that the student were near the laptop when it disappeared, so the evidence is very weak. And then we have the most likely is the tech-savvy student. Why? Because he had the time, the skills, and a chance to act alone. So, in conclusion, the main suspect is the tech-savvy student. and the investigation should focus more on him.